Today, on the Tom Kearin Channel, manifest any specific person with this simple technique. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome to the newest Be Something Wonderful YouTube channel, The Tom Kearin. This is just another way for me to reach you with our message. Another way to answer your questions, your specific questions around creating your own reality, around creating and manifesting the life of your dreams. And the question came up, as it does, around specific persons. Can I manifest someone that's famous? Can I manifest or create a relationship with someone I don't know? What about a family member that I've had a relationship with for years? What about colleagues? What about this person that I've dated for years, but we're no longer talking or we're not in contact? The answer is always yes, 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 yes. The question always comes up, well, what about their free will? What if they don't want to be with me? Or what if they're with somebody else? Remember, it's not about their free will. It's about yours. It's not about them. It's about you. You create your own reality. You create the versions of the people, places, and things that surround you in your life. Right? So it's really about creating, remember, you create your own world. You create your own version of the people around you, of the events around you, of the things around you, based on who and what you are conscious of being, based on your identity, based on who you say you are, who you assume you are. This is the most powerful concept to create anything in your life. The people, places, and things that surround you are all forming around who and what you are conscious of being. In other words, your image, your concept of self. It's not about the people, places, and things. Even though these are the things we desire, it's about you. And then those things form around that identity. So when we asked that question, I think there was somebody on, one of the team members sent me a posting on Facebook where one of you said that you added your specific person to, or you started following your specific person just after the holidays on the 28th or the 29th of December. And she accepted you following her, apparently, or whatever the social media platform was. And then in early January, January 3rd, she deleted you, said she doesn't want to talk to you, doesn't want to be with you. You said it's the same thing that's been happening. Why? Because you're still chasing a reality and a version of her that's not your preference. That reality, that version of her and those events don't change. You can't change any one outcome, any one script, any one reality, any one version of a person. Nothing changes until you do, and you haven't changed. You're trying to change them. You're trying to change reality. You're trying to manipulate the events. When you're different, your reality will be different. When you identify as someone different, everybody changes around you, forms around that concept or that assumption. So it's always about you. And I want to get back to this idea about free will again. Remember, everyone in every point of consciousness has free will. But their free will is the free will to create their version of their world, their version of events. Every single one of you creates your own version, or versions, infinite versions, of yourself, of the people, places, and things in your world. So it's about when you decide who you are, then you create a reality of versions of your specific person where their free will matches yours. There are infinite versions of them with infinite versions of what they choose to be or what they choose to experience. You're just deciding who you are. And a good example of this is one of you that wrote to me after you said after 6.5 months of no contact with your specific person, you continued to imagine that you were together. that like no time has passed, that you got all caught up, that this person always loved you, but you did it from being that version of you. That, remember, by being aware and being conscious of being the version of you for whom and through whom that reality is real. You didn't make it about them, you made it about you. You decided, I'm this version no matter what. And she even said in her email to us that she didn't need it. She didn't need for this person to communicate with her in a physical 3D manifested experience because she was living it. She had the knowing that she's this person now. So the events must shape around that identity. Do you see the difference? She wasn't looking for evidence from him or anybody out there. She creates the version of him. It's already been created versus the one who was writing on the Facebook post that I still have no evidence that any of this works. You have plenty of evidence. The evidence, you're creating exactly the version of her in your reality based on your identity. The identity that is still chasing them, that's still trying to get them to like you or be with you. Do you see it? So you've been creating that reality. And remember, your identity is new in every moment. You're creating from that identity. So the most simple way to manifest any specific person, it doesn't matter if one of you asked, well, what if it's a star or someone famous? It doesn't matter because remember, you're manifesting, you're becoming and manifesting and assuming a version of you in your world that includes a version of them that matches your free will, that matches your choice. Do you see it? There are infinite versions. That is the key. That is the secret. As I even talked about in the video this morning on the Be Something Wonderful channel, right? The same idea. There are infinite versions of events and circumstances and realities and scripts. But all those infinite versions are based on an identity, are based on a self-concept, a self-image of who you are. You're the center of your universe. You're the center of your world. You determine the people, events, and circumstances around you. When you decide what you want, when you focus on who you are, you're creating your version of your world, your version of your specific person, your version of the people, events, and circumstances around you. So that's what I would say to this person that posted on Facebook, that's feeling frustrated and looking for evidence out there. The evidence is not out there. You are the evidence, your identity. And you are still creating an identity, choosing an identity, manifesting an identity of trying to change something out there about them, to get them to like you, to get them to be with you. That reality and that version of that specific person is a different identity, a different version. You'll never change that. That goes on and on and on. You don't change any one script, any one reality, any one version of you. You choose who you are in this moment, in this now moment again. That's all it's about. Remember, you're always shifting identities and frames of reality. One of you even asked, well, what if I want to stay in this specific identity or frame? Remember, it's never about staying anywhere. It's never about holding on to anything. You don't have to, when you're the source and creator of your entire life experience, when you're the source and creator of the world around you, and the people, events, and circumstances, you don't have to hold on to anything. It all comes from within you. And in every moment, as you focus on being that person, that ideal, for whom and through whom that reality is real, it's always changing into everything you want. That's why all the spiritual teachers say everything is working out for you, that affirmation that everything's working out for me. That's why it's the most powerful affirmation, because when you declare that, it must. There's no reality outside of you. So that's the key to manifesting any specific person. Make it about you, your identity, the version of you. Who is that person for whom and through whom that reality is real? like that person that wrote me, that she said it was so fast, right, that they started communicating on Christmas Day after 6.5 months of no contact. And then it escalated to him sending her pictures of what happened over the last 7 months. And then he goes, well, you're all caught up now. And now it's your turn to send me. Like nothing ever passed, like nothing ever happened, like they're still together. Do you see it? She collapsed time and space and created a specific horizontal linear experience that makes space-time sense to them always having been together. And that would mean sharing pictures over the last few months of their lives. She said, Tom, it was like no time went by. I really understand it now. I really get it. She's just standing in that power. So remember, when we say make it about you, it's not that you can't imagine another person or being with them. Of course you can. But do it because you're source. Do it from you being source. You're projecting or reflecting the version of the people, events, and circumstances around you. It's coming from you. It's not coming from the outside. That's why that person that posted out on Facebook, that this person now that he added or started following the social media, and now she wants nothing to do with them. And he doesn't understand that, why did she allow me to follow her for 5 days? Remember, none of that matters. That just keeps you in that identity that's wondering what happened. There is no time that passes. It's just your persistent identity of chasing a reality and a version of her that's not even your preference. Your preference is one where you're together, where she loves you, where she always wanted to be with you. Be that person. Don't look for evidence out there where it's not. It's not in that reality where she doesn't want to be with you. There's no evidence there. It's within you. So what is the key? It's like Neville Goddard's revision, right? Revising events that you remember, right? An imaginal image of the past. Remembering it like you would like it to be. Remember your reality. Create your reality. Imagine things as you would like them to be from the new powerful identity of who you say you are now. And then nothing can stop you. It doesn't matter if it's a famous person, if there's been 6 months of no contact, 60 years of no contact, 6 years, 6 minutes, none of that matters because it's all right now. This is what I was talking about in this morning's video on the Be Something Wonderful channel. That because there's no past or future, it's all happening now. It's all happening through your identity, who you are now. Be that best version of you. That version that feels free and in love with life, right? The freedom of being of that identity. That's what one of you were writing that manifested this relationship after 6.5 months of no contact. That you're really feeling the freedom of being the creator of your own reality. Being that multidimensional infinite identity. That's the key to all of it. All things are possible. And remember, when you imagine your life with a specific person, even if that specific person happens to be with someone in this specific focus or vantage point or reality that you're experiencing at the moment, all possibilities exist. You're not affecting their reality. Everyone creates their own version of the people, events, and circumstances around you. You're creating your world. You're creating your version. All versions exist. All possibilities exist. Absolutely unlimited. So it's not about, you can't influence anybody else's free will, or it wouldn't be called free will, right? Remember, the version of them, that point of consciousness, is based on who you're being. But there are infinite versions of that specific person. There are infinite versions of you. You're just aligning with your choice. You're creating that version of them where their free will matches yours. That's powerful. That's how you manifest any specific person, right? With a very simple technique. Be that identity for whom and through whom the reality is already real. It's not about how or what or when. It's about who. And that who is you. That is powerful. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Tom Kearin Channel, or just the Tom Kearin on YouTube. We're going to have more videos coming regularly, answering specific questions. No whiteboard behind me this time. It's just you and me. I'm also going to continue the videos on the public channel that are a bit longer, and we use the whiteboard. And on the membership channel, we're going to continue the live streams and even add more things this year to all the channels. And we have a live stream coming up on the Be Something Wonderful membership channel this month, January 26, 2025 at 12 noontime Pacific time. Join us. I'm going to come to you live, answering your questions live on the chat on the Be Something Wonderful membership channel. Creators with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude. This is Tom Kearin at the Tom Kearin YouTube channel, part of the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. With great love, with great light and infinite gratitude, we will see you soon.